Hey, what is going on, guys? Beast Jared here, and today I welcome you back into the venue to talk about Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury Part 3. What a hell of a fight this was. Now, coming into this fight, we had a lot of controversies with Deontay Wilder's camp. We wondered if the accusations were true of his costume, if he was actually drugged with the water situation, if the gloves were tampered with in any way with the glove bending and things of the sort. But this fight all but confirmed that those were nothing but excuses at the end of the day. At this point, I'm actually wondering what certain YouTube channels that were milking this situation are going to say now about this, and if they're going to give Tyson Fury the respect that he deserves. But coming into this fight, I actually believe that Wilder was going to win, not necessarily because I believed the accusations, but just because I saw Wilder was changing up his game plan. Fury looked like he was gaining weight. We heard rumors in camp that he was getting knocked down by Jared Anderson, so it sounded like Fury may have been getting unmotivated again, could have been getting back into drugs, but boy were we wrong. This was a roller coaster of emotions from the opening bell. You know, we had Deontay Wilder looking as energized as ever, ready to take Tyson Fury's head off from what he believed to be a cheater right in front of him. He wanted to kill him. He wanted to get the revenge that he felt was justified. And to Wilder's credit, he was doing very great in the beginning. He did get knocked down first, but he recovered greatly. And then what happened? He knocked down Fury twice, and he knocked him down viciously to the point that it looked like he was going to finish Fury at some point. But unfortunately, as the rounds went on, Wilder started fatiguing, and he was taking punishment in much of the same ways that he was in the second fight. And, you know, at this point, Wilder just needs to tighten up his defense. That's the biggest problem with Wilder. I noticed that he was grabbing and holding a lot more, which was helping him survive throughout the fight. But the fact that he always had his hands down, he was always susceptible to the left hand of Fury, and just every shot that Fury could throw at him was always landing because Wilder has no defense. The same thing happened in the Luis Ortiz fight, and although he was outwilling his opponents, you can't do that for every single fight. And the one time that he faces a guy that is taller than him, that weighs more than him, and that could, put his body weight on him and fatigue him, this is the result of what happens. And we could say that we could have saw this coming as early as the Luis Ortiz fight, as I've just said. Who knows if Anthony Joshua fought in the way that Fury did, where he doesn't mind to bully people or put his body weight on people, it could be the same result. But obviously, someone like Anthony Joshua can't beat Deontay Wilder because he's very chinny. I believe that Deontay Wilder can beat anyone else in the division but Tyson Fury because he has literally met his match at this point. Now let's talk about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a force to be reckoned with. He is the man in the heavyweight division. Sugar Hill clearly had a great influence on him, and it shows even into this second fight that Tyson Fury is no joke. He got his potential completely unleashed as far as power, as far as absolutely perfecting his boxing ability, and it goes to show you that I don't believe that there's anyone in this division that can even give Fury a challenge, because there's no one else in this division with otherworldly power like Deontay Wilder. Even though the division is full of hard punchers like Jared Anderson and other fighters like that, we have Usyk, who has the rest of the titles, who will very likely beat Anthony Joshua again. And Usyk is already a small heavyweight who already had a few issues with Anthony Joshua. It looked like Anthony Joshua's power stung a little bit, although he did dominate the fight. Now imagine someone like Tyson Fury brings it to him. If Fury can knock out Deontay Wilder, someone with the will of Deontay Wilder and the chin of Deontay Wilder, then he can sure as hell knock out Usyk, Joshua. Jared Anderson might not even be in the talks at this point because Jared Anderson is still a pretty new fighter. He's a prospect at this point. So in all honesty, Tyson Fury, he might, get the winner of Usyk Joshua, get all the belts, and retire and go down as one of the best heavyweights to have ever lived. As far as Deontay Wilder at this point, he could fight the Anthony Joshuas of the world, the Usyks, the Andy Ruiz's, and eventually perhaps he will retire too. After someone else beats him, although I don't see anyone else really beating him, but you never know what could happen. Maybe Wilder's will is broken after this fight, and someone will be able to incorporate the same game plan as Fury. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like, a subscription, and I'd appreciate if you tune in for some more of my content. See you guys in the next one. Peace.